Every airplane you trust eventually disappears into a place like this. From the outside, it looks like a hangar. It isn't. Behind these doors is a hidden world built to keep global aviation alive. Before the first inspection begins, hundreds of preparations are already underway. For the next several weeks, this airplane will become an engineering project. Every repair starts with a carefully planned sequence.
Copy that. Proceeding with equipment positioning.
Check landing gear schematics before connecting. Nothing inside this building happens by accident. Only now do we begin to understand what really exists inside. This isn't one workshop. It's an entire city built around flight. And this is only the beginning of the journey. Every aircraft arriving here follows a different maintenance journey. Some inspections take hours. Others take weeks. Hundreds of independent tasks must finish before a single airplane can fly again. Behind every repair is an invisible supply chain moving continuously around the clock. What you've seen so far is only one section of an enormous engineering ecosystem. Even entering this building requires engineering on an extraordinary scale. Every movement is measured down to the smallest margin. There is no room for improvisation once the aircraft begins moving. Keep it steady, 3 more meters.
Adjust the wing clearance, slowly now.
Stop right there, verify the left side.
Clear, 1 meter to the door.
Once those doors close, weeks of engineering work quietly begin. Standing beneath the aircraft is the only way to understand its true scale. The engineers are positioning maintenance platforms around the landing gear. Everything passengers never see is inspected from here first. Every square meter beneath the aircraft holds another inspection waiting to happen.
Okay, check the hydraulic lines here.
Status report, looking good. Thousands of flights leave behind tiny clues only engineers know how to read. One airplane becomes hundreds of separate engineering projects. Almost nobody ever sees the aircraft from this angle. Check this composite panel here.
Noticed a discrepancy near the antenna.
Running diagnostics now. Looks good. The smallest imperfection today could become tomorrow's major repair. The closer we get to the engine, the more complex this hidden city becomes. Everything we've seen so far leads to the aircraft's most valuable component. Removing the engine is where routine maintenance becomes precision engineering. Hundreds of connections must disappear before one engine can move. Only now does the aircraft reveal one of its most closely guarded engineering secrets. Steady, steady, down just a little more. Look. Even transporting the engine is a carefully choreographed operation. The real investigation begins after the engine leaves the wing. Inside the engine, every component has a story to tell. Some defects are invisible until measured with extraordinary precision. Thousands of individual parts must each earn the right to fly again. Every component carries its own maintenance history. Only after every question has been answered can the engine begin its journey back together. Long before passengers trust the landing, engineers begin here. Every landing leaves behind evidence that engineers carefully study.
This system quietly carries hundreds of tons every single day.
Yeah.
And our job is to ensure that happens without fail.
Agreed. The stresses are immense. Replacing parts is easy. Knowing exactly when to replace them is the difficult part. The pressure looks stable.
Confirmed. The readings match specifications.
All right, initiating depressurization now. The next inspection happens where every decision begins.
Modern aircraft are inspected as much by software as by tools.
It's crucial to connect these correctly. The avionics are online. All systems are verifying.
Initiating automated checks.
Power transfer complete. All systems nominal. The pilots will never see most of these inspections. They just need the final green light. But every passenger depends on them. Behind these panels lives the aircraft's digital nervous system. Every signal controlling the aircraft begins somewhere inside this compartment. Understood. Let's check the thermal regulators. One failed module can affect systems located hundreds of feet away. Modern aviation depends just as much on computing as mechanical engineering.
It appears we have a communication error in panel 10.
Every electronic conversation must be understood before the aircraft can fly again. Electricity controls the aircraft. Hydraulics give it strength. Beneath the hull, this network carries immense power. Check the pressure valve on line 3.
Readings are stable, but let's re-verify the seal.
Correct. Every movement in the sky begins with pressure moving through these lines. Passengers never see this system, yet every flight depends on it. The deeper we go, the more hidden this engineering world becomes. Very few people will ever see the inside of an aircraft wing. This hollow structure carries fuel, strength, and decades of engineering knowledge. Everything hidden here must survive millions of flights without failure. Passengers walk above this structure without ever imagining what lies beneath. All right, structural integrity looks good. We've cleared this section. Copy that. Moving to the next panel now. Every repair inside the hangar is coordinated from this room.
Status check on Bay 3. We are nearing completion.
Confirmed. Proceeding with reassembly. Hundreds of separate engineering tasks move together like a single operation.
Timing is just as important as engineering. We need precise coordination on site.
Acknowledge. Adjusting feeds now. Every completed inspection unlocks the next stage of the journey. Only when every team succeeds together can the aircraft move forward. Keeping airplanes flying begins long before a mechanic picks up a tool. Every replacement part arrives exactly when the engineers need it. Every component carries its own engineering history. Nothing enters the aircraft without first passing through this hidden supply network. Behind every repaired aircraft stands an invisible city of logistics. Everything above us depends on what happens below. This underground network quietly powers every repair taking place overhead. Most visitors never realize an entire engineering world exists beneath the hangar. This is the backbone supporting everything you've seen so far. Without these hidden systems, the hangar above would stop within minutes. Before returning to the wing, the engine must prove itself one last time. Every connection is verified before the first rotation begins. All right, doors sealed.
Right.
Monitoring all systems.
Check valve pressure. It's fluctuating.
Initiating sequence, standby for ignition. Only real operating conditions can confirm months of engineering work. The numbers now decide whether the engine is ready to fly again. Every repair now leads to one final question. Has every system performed exactly as intended? Landing gear hydraulics clear. Confirmed.
Firm.
Let's finalize the paperwork.
Affirmative. Final approval. The aircraft is finally beginning to look complete again. Only after every signature is complete does the airplane truly become airworthy again. After weeks inside this hidden city, the aircraft begins moving once again. For the first time since arriving, every system works together as one. The engineering is almost invisible. The result is not. Soon this aircraft will carry thousands of passengers who will never know what happened here. As one aircraft returns to the sky, another quietly takes its place. The cycle begins again, long before the next passengers arrive.
Every arrival brings thousands of new inspections waiting to begin.
All right, team, let's start with the flight control surfaces and engines. The world sees departures. This place lives between them. Every hour, every task, and every inspection quietly keep global aviation moving. This hidden city never sleeps, because tomorrow, another airplane will return.